welcome to Blake's Buzz. How are you doing today? I have a idea for a video segment about a looking at like a new book that comes out, and maybe writer or artist going back in time a little bit to see what they did previously and maybe shed some light on some new things, because you know a lot of people they make cool stuff and it sometimes goes unnoticed. That's so Ahoy put out a new comic book called Blacksmith, and it's about a werewolf PI, and I think that is dope because werewolves are re-emerging in comic books. You know, recently we had this like zombies were the thing, right? And now like vampires are becoming cool again, and there's a lot of really great vampire comic books. But now we got werewolves. Like, werewolves are coming back. And they're, oddly enough, popping out in a few of the vampire comic books. Philadelphia is bringing in werewolves. Vampire the Masquerade's bringing in werewolves. So, I want to talk about Eric Palicki's Blacksmith from Ahoy Comics. And it is about... our protagonist, her nickname is Strummer. She goes by Strummer or Strums. She's a werewolf. She is a badass, and the comic hits the ground running. She gets shot by a silver bullet, and that's how the comic starts off. Issue number 1, she's in a bathtub, bleeding out, trying to squeeze this silver bullet out of her so her healing abilities can kick in. It's pretty fucking metal, and it just ramps up after that. She's working this PI case. Her partner Ben is a Jinn, and he has all these cool powers as well. They have this ghost dog named Grim, who is a very good boy and deserves scritches and treats, and he's awesome, and if anything happens to him in this comic book, it's gonna break my heart. I'm always terrified when dogs and cool animals are in comic books, because I feel like they're there because they know we're gonna fall in love with them, and they can just kill them and like use that as a plot beat, and that terrifies me. Blacksmith is Eric Palicki wrote it, Wendell Cavalcanti drew it, and Rob Steen does the letters. It's from Ahoy Comic Books. It's very cool. It's very hip. It moves very quickly. I don't like to do spoilers, okay? So, like, I'll spoil the first scene. Yeah, she's getting this silver bullet out. She's working this case. But she's also being hunted by this Nazi white supremacist group that, like, doesn't think people of color deserve to be werewolves. It's nuts. Like, it's a crazy idea, but it's also it's a really cool, fresh idea. It's got some cool, like, hipster, new age noir vibes. It's totally in black and white, which I'm digging. You really just get to appreciate the details of the artist. It was a really solid premiere, and I encourage all of you to go out and look for that. Like I said, it came out last week. It shouldn't be hard to find. It's got a lot of promise in it, and I'm gonna keep checking it out, and I'm excited. And anyways, so yeah, like that's what kind of prompted me about this. Was I read this cool comic, and I know Eric, and I know of his works. Atlantis Wasn't Built for Tourists was how I was introduced to Eric. Recently came out from Scout, or not. The trade recently came out a couple months ago, but the comic's been out for a while, and it's cool. But a lot of people know about Atlantis Wasn't Built for Tourists. What I have found out is that he has another book that is extremely metal and extremely awesome. It's called No Angel. No Angel was written by both Eric and his sister, Adrian Palicki, who some of you may know her as Mockingbird on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's Eric's sister. So he, like, superhero-dom just runs in their family. Like, he writes comic books with, like, strong, heroic, powered protagonists, and she plays one on the silver screen. And their powers have combined for this series that came out in, like, 2016, 2017 or so, called No Angel. No Angel is a really, really cool book about angels and demons. Like I said, written by Adrian and Eric Palicki. Ari Siarazad, I'm probably mispronounced that, and I apologize. He does the art, and the art is real good. Jean-Paul Suzuka, it colors it, and the colors are great. And Jim Campbell, the lettering master, who is just on a ton of books all the time because they are the lettering master. He's on it, lettering. And this book, guys, it's only 4 issues, okay? And I blew through this trade. The trade was... It was phenomenal. These issues, so much happens. First of all, in these 4 issues, nothing ever feels too heavy. Nothing ever. They don't throw like an overbearing amount of stuff at you. You know, there's not. You don't have to suffer through like a ton of world building, and I don't suffer through world building ever. But I'm just saying, like, it's a very organic, high paced, really good comic that does a lot in 4 issues and doesn't ever. You don't think that, like, man, this should have been a 6-issue mini, or you don't feel it was just paced perfectly. So yeah, it's just a 4-issue, like a quick hitter, knock you on your ass, Angels and Demons tale, right? Okay, so our protagonist is Hannah. And we meet Hannah. She's an FBI agent, and she's checking out a crime scene at the beginning of the comic. And we find out that this crime scene is her dad and brother. Like, they were brutally murdered, and she's just checking out this crime scene before she has to go to their funeral. She's just like granite. She's just unmovable. She's this force that must be reckoned with. She's a military vet. We get cool flashbacks of her time in Iraq, which are handled really well. Action looks great in this book. Like I said, thanks to the art. The artist uses like some real heavy ink, real thick borders on everything. You almost want to call it cell shading, but it's not like bright and pretty. It's very gritty. It's very dark. It's a dark comic about dark things, about demons and angels and people hunting angels. And it's also got a lot of family drama in it too. There's some really like heavy emotional, like, all this stuff that our main character goes through, Hannah. You expect her to crumble at any moment, and she never does. She's so strong and powerful, and she's a FBI agent. She's a military vet. She does not have secret powers. She's not a demon or an angel. She's a person that got thrown into a circumstance that like most of us couldn't handle, and she just takes it like one foot in front of the other, propels herself through the trauma, and comes out on top of it. So yeah, Hannah's an awesome character. She is really great to read about, and this creepy dude is after her, and the creepy dude works for the devil. Apparently, we don't really know what his name's Elliot, and he has his secret power is spiders, and the imagery is like absolutely terrifying. He can like see and hear through any spider, like anywhere, and they're like connected to him, and they're inside of him, and they like he gets like shot, and they like fill up his holes. Gunshot wounds. It's really fucking gnarly, and the art team does like the most astounding job of like showing all this in panel, and it's just really cool. So yes, anyways, so there's angels and demons, and there's a demon hunter, and he has spiders that crawl out of his eyeballs. They probably crawl out of his asshole too, but we don't see that, but you just kind of know. You know, you're like, if spiders are coming out of there and there, they're probably coming out from under there too. And that's even more terrifying. All right. And that's what lingers. Like once you shut the covers on this and simmer on it is the spider butthole phenomenon. That's right. You guys are thinking about it now, right? Spiders out of buttholes. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? It's crazy. It's crazy town. Anyways, bunch of shenanigans happen. I don't want to spoil this for you, because I want you to get this comic book and read it, because it's real fucking good. It's a real good book. It's 4 issues. I picked up the trade for about $16. You can save a couple bucks. You can get it on Comixology. I think you can buy it from Eric's website if you go to his like little Twitter guy and click the little linky poos, and then like follow the linky poos to the story poos, and you know, like, you know, just scroll around, you'll find it. But yeah, so I mean, it's really worth picking up, and so is Blacksmith. But like, I want more people to be talking about this book. It's fucking baller. Like, we need to support indie comics, people. Plus, Ahoy drops bangers like all day. They don't know how to drop anything else. So like, please check out Blacksmith and pick up No Angel. Like, it's culty, it's weird, it's great horror. It's got real solid visuals. It's got wonderful colors. There's like, the colors are kind of like muted and flat, and more like a limited color scheme, but it's dramatically limited. It really affects the tone and the direction of the scenes. You know, it's not like, it's cool. Like, trust me, like, everything looks really dark and gritty, and it really affects the grittiness of the whole piece and the pacing and just it's very moody and trippy and creepy. And it's about, like, I don't know, man. It's not really, it's about like angels and demons, but it's not about God, which is really smart. Let me know what you guys think about this. Like, this is a segment I'm kind of thinking about doing, like, you know, new one, old one. And, you know, whether artist or writer, just kind of like looking at some new books and going through the past publications, seeing what some of these guys and gals had to offer before they dropped some hot comic that got all our attention. Because that happens a lot. There are a lot of books where people are like, oh, where did this person come from? And they've been around for fucking years, man. And they've been hustling and doing the con circuits and just like trying to be there, and they don't get the recognition that they deserve sometimes. So I want to try and get them that recognition, you know? That's what Blake's Buzz does, baby. Blake's Buzz does. Like, to put good comics in the hands of good people, right? That's what we're trying to do. So yeah, I hope you guys check this out. I hope you think it sounds cool. Like I said, it blew me away. Like, anyways, feel like this is going to be rough, and I feel like this camera's been going in and out of focus the whole fucking time. I don't know how to make it stay the right way. Yeah. Anyways, thank you. Again, always, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for downloading me. Thank you for playing my video. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake's Buzz. You can go to blakesbuzz.com for indie reviews. And I mean, I'll review Big 2 stuff every now and then, but I'm mainly focused on, I'm digging the indie world right now. And you can hit me up. We're going to do more, you know, videos like this. Hopefully, some people like them and watch them. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Like, is this like a cool idea? Should I run with it? Should I go die in a fire? Like, let me know, you know, help me start the fire if that's how it needs to be. Definitely, like, hit me up if you guys pick up these books. I'd love to know what you think. All right. So let's do that. We're going to do Blake's Buzz video things. This is kind of the first one. Check out the podcast, check out the blog, check out my socials. You guys are all awesome. I really do appreciate you. Love more, hate less, read comics, baby. That's what we're about.